You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Hall H at Comic-Con completely exploded with their announcements as per usual for San Diego Comic-Cons. Today we are jumping into everything announced at Hall H for Marvel Studios, from the big news of Robert Downey Jr. returning to the Russo brothers returning for the next two Avengers movies. We're also going to be talking a little bit about the Thunderbolts and how they're joining the Avengers movies and when we can expect a trailer. And we got to talk about the Fantastic Four news, a little bit of updates we got there. Jump your way down below in the comment section. Are you on the side that's just so through the moon and excited, or are you on the side that's just not excited? Let's talk about it all down below in the comments. I'll put some timestamps down below. Feel free to skip around. Let's hop into this. So starting off with the Thunderbolts, obviously they opened up on the Hall H panel. The Thunderbolts cast came out. David Harbour had a little video coming out where he was yelling, getting everyone hyped up as Red Guardian. And I believe everyone there actually got to see a trailer for the movie. So I would expect us all to be able to get a trailer within a week or two. Maybe the next big release we're going to get, we'll probably get this trailer. Or they might even be saving it for D23 up the road. They went from that, just a quick little cast came out, answered some questions. It was cool to see that like the production of this movie is actually moving forward. It looks like it is done filming, and then we actually are going to get this movie. It's kind of a question mark, at least for me, that this movie is ever going to come out, and it looks like it actually is. So it was cool to see the cast of the Thunderbolts, cool to see Elena and Red Guardian back, Taskmaster, all of them on screen together, on stage together. I'm excited, and I think we can expect this trailer within about 2 weeks. Moving on to Fantastic Four, we got a couple updates with this one. The cast got to come out on stage. We got to see everyone there together, which was really, really cool. I'm very excited to see Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm and Joseph Quinn, and the only one I'm not that excited to see is Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. Still not on board with this casting. I'm here to be proven wrong. That's all right. But we actually got the title for this movie. It's called The Fantastic Four First Steps. It's taking place in 1960s, as they have mentioned before. I'm not in love with the title. I'm really, really not. And I'm interested to see how this is going to play into the upcoming Avengers movies, because it's also reported that the cast of Fantastic Four will be in those Avengers movies. So interested to see how this one plays out. Interested to see what they bring new to the table. Question mark here. Am I excited? I'm not too sure. I've seen Fantastic Four many times. I like the OG ones from the early 2000s. Did not care for Fan Four Stick, but for this one, I'm just at a point where like, we need a good Fantastic Four movie, or this is all just gonna be for a waste. But we did get our first look at the Fantastic Car, that was pretty cool. Got to see the Fantastic Car. I mean, not mad at it. It was pretty cool to see, and all this cast up there on stage together, that is cool to see as well. But moving on now to the big news from the Hall H panel. First and foremost, the Russo brothers have been rumored to come back, and they are here now to do the next two Avengers movies. That was pretty expected at this point. It was either Sean Levy or the Russo brothers. And I would say I'm actually very excited for the Russo brothers to come back. They gave us four of the top 10 best MCU movies of all time. Infinity War, one of my favorite movies ever, and Endgame, we're just right there. Those are two of the greatest comic movies ever. So bringing them back for this, it makes sense. Two of the biggest movies inside the MCU, at least up to this point now. I think it makes perfect sense. They know how to handle the big scale. They need to handle everyone in a whole cast. So I'm on board with that. That really, really makes sense. They're moving on from Kang completely. I was never into Kang. I did not care for him in Loki. I did not think he was very menacing in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So for me, Kang was just kind of a loser of a big bad. I was not on board with that. So I'm on board with moving on from Kang. Didn't care for him. Kind of just forget about that little timeline, I guess, because they changed this to Avengers Doomsday. Avengers Doomsday, obviously, is going to feature Dr. Victor Von Doom. I thought it was going to be Cillian Murphy. I really, really did. I think a lot of us were. People were kind of tweeting out, Cillian Murphy's going to get announced, and I was like, I'm here for Cillian Murphy. They went with this other op and homie. They brought out Robert Downey Jr., which was a huge rumor the last 2 weeks, but now is 1,000% confirmed, and I'm on both sides of this. I am one hand very excited to see RDJ back. I'm on the other. This is very desperate for Marvel. So let's talk about that first. When the MCU is at the state that it's at right now, which in my opinion hasn't really lost too much of a beat, I'm not in love with the shows. I thought the Marvels and Eternals were huge misses. I would say those are actually movies I do not really enjoy at all. So they have had some misses over the late, which is fine. You're not going to hit every single time. But to bring Robert Downey Jr. back, I understand why you do it, but this reeks, and I mean reeks, desperation, because they're going to go into the multiverse, which I'm tired of. I'm so tired of the multiverse. It is so cheap. It is such a cop-out. It's like, oh, this happened. We're just going to rewind it. It, to me, just seems like everything's fake. Nothing is at stake anymore, because You can just go in the multiverse and you can figure it out, find another version. So I'm really tired of the multiverse, and that's just kind of my gripe a lot with the MCU right now, is that, oh, don't worry, we have another version of them. So obviously I'm assuming that Tony Stark will end up, instead of being Iron Man, will end up being Doctor Doom, Doomsday himself. So I understand that. I think they will pull it off. I'm going to put that out there. I have very high hopes for them pulling it off because it's Kevin Feige. It's the MCU. They just gave us Deadpool and Wolverine. People, that was a fantastic movie that came out this past weekend. So let's not just get too worrisome yet, because the MCU still has it. Guardians, Deadpool, Wolverine, Spider-Man No Way Home, Shang-Chi. Marvel still hits. Captain America Brave New World does look promising. So Marvel, they're banging on all cylinders, people. So just with this right here, it reeks desperation, but I understand why. How to get people excited for a huge Avengers movie, how to bring in a big bad, which Doctor Doom is one of the biggest bads besides Thanos inside the MCU, so I'm excited for that way more than Kang. How to get people in seats, how to get butts in seats, how to get that box office number through the roof, maybe a $2.5-3 billion movie. You bring Robert back, and it makes sense. It makes 1,000% perfect sense to bring him back on that front. I think they'll pull it off. I think RDJ, as he said, new mask, same task. What can I say? I like taking on complicated characters. I'm here for it. Eventually, I'm sure we'll get another Doctor Doom. It's the only thing I don't care for. But seeing Robert back, is it desperate? 1,000%. Is it going to be cool to see? 1,000%. And then you have from Avengers Doomsday to Avengers Secret Wars. This just leads into everything that MCU is building up to at this point. And I'm here for that. And I will be on board. And I will be there day one. And 2026 is going to be fire when Doomsday does come out. So I understand the gripes. I understand how everyone hates it. And if you hate it, I apologize. I don't really love it either. But do I expect it to be good? I do. So that's really my overall thoughts on Hall H. I thought the announcements they gave us were solid. In the beginning, I was like, damn, this is a really just boring dud of a Hall H. Because I was expecting like the full phases getting announced like they always do. I was like, okay, nice. We're going to get a bunch of stuff to talk about. We got like 2 little announcements. I was like, there's no way Marvel's doing that. So I'll say this. They got everyone talking. They got everyone excited. Look at us here right now. No matter what, I think deep down we can all admit we're a little bit excited. I'm excited, but I'm also, I can call it how I see it. It's desperate, but I'm still excited for it. We'll see how it goes. What do you guys make of all the Hall H news that we got? What do you make of Robert Downey Jr. returning as Doctor Doom this time around? Let's talk about it down below. Are you excited for Fantastic Four? Are you excited for Thunderbolts and the Russos returning? Let's talk about it all down below. Thank you guys so much for watching and for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.